unanimous.
Perfect.
Okay, all right, let's open the meeting with pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Larry, can the dial-ins, and are we up and running?
We are up and running, yes.
Okay.
We have 4 with us.
Okay. We have no commissioners participating remotely today. No. Okay. Kylie, roll call, please.
Mark McKellar, absent and excused. Mauser,
Here.
Gilman,
Here.
and Brown.
Here. All right. Looking for approval of the agenda.
I would move to approve the agenda as it is.
Guess I'll support that.
Motion by Jason, supported by Bill to approve the agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Roll call, Kylie, please.
Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
McKellar, absent and excused, and Brown.
Yes. Conflicts of interest. Anybody have any conflicts of interest with anything on the agenda tonight?
Not here.
None.
Jason, none. Bill, none. Myself, none. Public comment. Kylie, would you please read the rules for public comment?
Any person may make an advanced appointment with the board regarding road commission topics for a regular or special meeting in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. If an appointment is made, the topic will be an agenda item. The following applies to public comments. Please state his or her name and address. Topic must be relevant to the road commission. Individuals are allowed to speak once for up to 3 minutes on a single topic, which may be extended by the chair. A group addressing the board requires a designated spokesperson who may speak up to 10 minutes, and the board will not act on any item from the public that is not on the agenda. For remote user access, Zoom, if you wish to participate in public comment, please raise your hand. For call-ins, we will unmute callers. If you wish to speak, say yes.
Okay. That's the rules for public comment, and we will allow 30 seconds for anybody that would like to respond.
No phone calls at this time.
There's 3 on, but no raised hand.
No raised hands.
Okay.
Are we 30 seconds yet, Larry?
Yes.
We are, okay, and we will move on. Item 6, action items. Our first item is appointment is for the public hearing on the 2021 budget.
Okay.
I guess we can open the public hearing. And is there any members of the public that would like to speak?
This is on the budget.
On the budget.
This budget, yep.
On the budget.
Public 20, this is on the 2021 budget. I noticed in the packet it says, or it said 2020.
Oh, did it? Okay,
Just to clarify that.
thank you.
No hands, okay, all right, staff report on the topic?
Yeah, so we had a special meeting last week and, there really wasn't any changes. We have budgeted revenue of $29,479,000 and budgeted expenditures of $32,431,000. And that encompasses the carryover projects from 2020 to 2021 that moved over. I did provide some more additional detail. I did break out revenues and expenditures by primary, local, and county road fund to kind of line up with how we will end the year. Reporting at 51, and I provided a little more detail on, breaking out labor and the other types of expenditures that we can make up the numbers that we reviewed. So,
were there any written communications to be entered into the record? Kylie's saying no. And no, what's that?
Now we're at
Yeah, and public questions or objections. I got my stopwatch.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't see any hands with 5 seconds left.
All right, I guess we can close the public hearing. All right. All right, item B, discussion on the 2021 draft budget. That must be you again, Phil.
Anything else?
No, I don't have
Nothing,
anything else.
nothing,
Does anybody have anything else to add about it? We
Okay.
pretty much talked this
Yeah,
last week.
okay. All right, so looking for a motion here,
I guess
and there is a resolution attached to that.
we can, I would move we adopt resolution 2020-12-12, which is the 2021 Grand Traverse County Road Fund General Appropriation. Is that right?
Yes, and budget.
And budget.
I'll support that.
Motion by Jason, supported by Bill to approve the resolution. And I'm not gonna read that back off again. Assuming no further comments, we will do roll call.
Gilman,
Yes.
McKellar, absent and excused, Mauser,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. All right. We have a budget. That's good. Consent calendar.
The consent calendar is used to expedite business by grouping non-controversial items together without discussion. Requests by any person present to remove any item from the consent calendar for full discussion as agenda items are automatically respected. The action noted in parentheses for all items remaining on the consent calendar are approved by a single commission action adopting the consent calendar. The manager recommends the following items be adopted. 1, minutes. 2, payroll. 3, accounts payable. 4, financial reports, and 5, reports and communications.
Oh, you're waiting for a motion? Move to accept the consent calendar as read.
Any motion by Bill, seconded, or yeah, by Bill, seconded by Jason to. Yeah,
This is a hard one to keep
this is a
track
hard
of.
one here tonight. To accept the consent calendar as presented. Any items anybody would like to pull? No? No?
I have none.
I suppose we gotta do the 30-second thing here too.
I don't see any hands. We're good.
Good to go?
Yep.
Okay. I guess roll call, Connie.
McKellar, absent and excused. Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. Moving right along, item F, as needed professional engineering services. Wayne is gonna give us a little.
Yes. It's the Wayne show for the rest.
For the remainder of the night till basically the end. Are you awake out there, Wayne?
Oh, yes, and we're going to make this quick, so sit down, buckle up, and hold on here, folks. So trying to just kind of combine some things. So we sent one memo to you for the 2021 professional engineering services and construction services and combine this information into one packet for you. We did open up proposals on November 20th. For the as-needed professional engineering services, we had 7 consulting firms submit RFPs, and we had 6 consulting firms submit RFPs for construction services. We have reviewed through those. Now, the as-needed professional services included for road design, stream crossing replacement, topographical surveys, roundabout designs, traffic study, traffic analysis, hydraulic analysis, geotechnical recommendations, traffic modeling, construction layout, and recovery or record survey. As needed construction services proposals were solicited for construction engineering, inspection / office technician, and material testing services. These services are used as needed and as a project by project basis. So our recommendations for professional engineering services, and what we did is we broke these down as historically we've done as well, basically into a large project and recommendations 1 and 2. And then for small projects, same thing, 1 and 2. For the large firms or for the large projects, number 1 recommendation is OHM Advisors with John Caters and Chris Powell as being the leads and contacts, with AECom as being the number 2 for the large projects, and Laura Ellsworth Bonsler being the contact. For small projects, the number 1 recommendation was Gosling Zubeck Engineering Services, with Martin Graff being the main point of contact, and Gordy Fraser Inc. as being the small project number 2, with Brian Bowles being the recommended contact there. For construction services, again, for large projects, we're recommending OHM Advisors and Hubble Roth and Clark as number 2. That lead contact person would be Jesse Morgan. For small projects, Gosling Zubeck Engineering Services as number 1, and Gordy Fraser as small projects number 2. These staff are going to be, staff is going to utilize these firms above based on size and scope of the projects and on an as needed basis to assist with project delivery and construction. These multiple firms were selected and based on consultant workload and project scope, and staff may utilize any of the firms above to meet the GTCRC needs. And then we provided you with, I believe, all of the breakdown analysis sheets, if you have any questions.
I got basically one question. I guess I had not heard of AECom and Hubble, Roth, and Clark. Where are they out of?
Hubble, Roth, and Clark is predominantly out of Southwest Michigan. They do have numerous offices in Lower Michigan, Grand Rapids, the greater Metro Detroit area, as well as in other states. AECom, they are worldwide. They're extremely large, and they do have an office in Traverse City as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
Wayne, what other, for the large project, both 1 and 2, were there other firms that you'd considered but just decided not to put on this list?
Yes. In the package on page 2, we had, of the 7 firms, we ranked out, we had what we considered. Okay, that might not be in that PDF package there. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see here. We had, for large firms, number 1 was OHM, number 2 was AECom, number 3 was Hubble, Roth, and Clark, and number 4 was Fleece and Vandenbrink. For the smaller firms, we had ranking number 1, Gosling Zubeck Engineering, number 2, Gordy Fraser, and number 3, Otwell Mobby Geotechnical.
And then for construction services, Wayne, that was different, so.
Correct. And for construction services, let's see if I've got that here.
Now, are you using this as a guide, or just, is it something that we want to, or that you'd like us to pretty much set in stone?
These are our recommended number priorities that we would go to, and then based on their availability, And sorry about that.
Yeah, it sounds-
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, based on their ability to meet our schedules on there and agreed upon pricing, we start off with the number one firm, and then we go down until we're able to have that mutual agreement, and we're getting the services that we need in a timely fashion.
The big thing is, you're looking at, so the first two, if it's a large project that we're looking for design and real heavy engineering, it'd be one of those two. Smaller ones would be like crossing stream or culvert crossings and, smaller scale stuff that can be done, potentially a couple of subdivision roads as part of our projects that we do for the townships when we have that type of, like the SADs. So, and then for construction services, you're also talking, there's testing, there's surveying, there's, other things. So there's a difference between the engineering and the construction services. And then it's just the size of the project and what those firms can handle.
Yeah,
So
my only thought is, are we saying that beyond this, let's just say for the sake of argument, everybody every road commission around us decides to use these guys and ties them up, and then
Then we would go down.
we could go further down.
Right. Oh, yeah, we can go down.
So so then this particular information, it's just more informational, let us know who you're looking at or.
And also to give us approval to use them for these type of services,
Okay.
because some services may exceed the normal purchasing requirements that we have.
I would move that we approve the use of these particular firms.
Yeah, if it's over 15, we bring it back.
Yeah, so it'd be something that we would use them, but we'd come back later to
get the approval.
Good.
Right.
Based on staff recommendation, I would support that.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Jason, seconded by Bill to approve staff recommendation on the engineering firms for as needed construction. All right, roll call.
Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
McKellar, absent and excused, and Brown.
Yes. As needed construction service.
That was both of those.
Yeah.
You just approved both.
Right, yeah. Okay, coastal engineering and geotechnical services. Wayne?
Yes. So background on this was December 11th, Road Commission staff, we received proposals for coastal engineering services for the Bluff Road slope failure. The proposals received were from 5 consulting firms. We have, the staff has solicited these services and evaluated and recommendations for the Bluff Road slope failure at the October 22nd regular board meeting. That's when you had directed staff to proceed with this. Staff evaluated the proposals, and based on the consultant qualifications and past experience with similar projects, basis on these evaluations, staff recommends GEI consultants for the coastal engineering services. We have here firms in the ranking. Number 1 was GEI Consultants. Number 2 was Smith Group. Number 3 was Edgewater Resources. Number 4, Avonmarsh Consultants. And number 5, Manick Smith Group. The request for proposals broke services into phases for a stepped solution to the slope failure. Phase 1 is for site evaluation, geotechnical investigation, survey, and analysis of the closure and access restrictions. Phase 2 is for short-term remedial measures and future cost estimates. And phases 3 and 4 are for alternative analysis and long-term solutions. The fee table for GEI is set up below. Phase 1 is $27,293.40. Phase 2, $21,326. Phase 3, $15,966. Phase 4, $19,314. for a total of the 4 phases of $83,899.40. At this point in time, staff requests approval to begin phase 1 for the $27,293.40, more or less, and begin negotiations with GEI consultants on consolidation of phases for potential cost savings in engineering fees. At this time, staff also requests approval to begin negotiations with adjacent parties for combining efforts to avoid competing solutions.
I think it's pretty clear. I would move that we approve the use of GEI consultants and the approve phase 1, and also to begin negotiations to consolidate with the property owners so that we can have, so we don't have competing continuity.
I'll support Jason on that.
All right, motion by Jason, seconded by Bill, to approve the expenditure of the $27,293.40 for phase 1 with GEI consultants, and enter into talks with the other parties involved for cost savings.
McKellar, yes, McKellar, absolutely excused. Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
and Brown.
Yes. All right, moving right along, Stadium Drive. Wayne, you're still the man.
I'm still on, I'm still here. All righty. Background. So in cooperation with the Grand Traverse County Brownfield Redevelopment Authority and Blair Township and the Grand Traverse County Road Commission, we, the Grand Traverse County Road Commission, entered into an agreement to extend Stadium Drive from south of Rennie School Road north up to Rennie School Road. Construction has been completed and documentation has been supplied to GTCRC staff. As part of the final walkthrough, GTCRC staff noted manhole adjustments in the newly constructed ditch were in need of adjustment to meet the GTCRC standards. Molon Excavating has supplied a letter of commitment to remedy these deficiencies during the 2021 construction season. On review of the supplied construction documentation from the project engineer of Crane Engineering, LLC, deficiencies in subgrade fill density tests were noted. Staff has spoken with engineer Crane from Crane Engineering and contractor Molon and the testing firm Gordy Fraser Inc. for clarification of construction activities and supply of appropriate documentation. It's been determined that testing documentation does not exist. Construction methods were discussed with the contractor and appear to comply with standard construction practices. As part of the construction activities, a bond was applied to the Road Commission in the amount of the awarded construction contract. Staff recommends that while Molon Excavating is on site for manhole adjustments, excavation adjacent to the asphalt surface be conducted in order to obtain adequate density tests next construction season. Until all the deficiencies are alleviated, GTCRC staff will hold the construction maintenance bond to ensure construction activities meet GTCRC standards. Staff requests that the GTCRC board approves acceptance of Stadium Drive as described in the supplied resolution into the GTCRC road network.
So we move that that we accept Stadium Drive into our road system, and the bond release would be pending the
Densities.
the densities and the manhole adjustment that needs to be made
In the spring.
in the spring.
Correct.
I guess, are we saying the documentation of the density controls didn't exist, or they didn't do density control as they were doing the work?
That's my question.
They didn't, so our standards and our normal road construction standards, we require in fill areas is density of the existing subgrade and then the sand in maximum 12-inch lifts up to the top, and then density again at the top. We've got density reports for the underlying undisturbed subgrade, and then we have a density test at the top of the lift. So the 12-inch layers of sand in between did not get tested. We talked to the contractor. The equipment that they used, their scraper delivers the sand out of the scraper in 6-inch maximum lifts. They provided us with the equipment numbers of that, as well as the roller, and they had a roller on site, and they were rolling the material as they did that. Based on that and the evidence out there, right now it appears that all, that all density tests or all density will pass, but we don't have any tests to verify that. So what we're looking at is next spring, when they do the manhole lift adjustments out there on the sanitary sewer, is to pothole next to the asphalt and obtain density tests at that time.
And how deep are they gonna pothole next to the?
We would be looking at the area and the depth of fill that they had done. So I believe 7 to 8 foot, I think, is the deepest or the largest lift that they did in a couple of those areas. So they had about 2 or 3 different areas that involved some sand lifts. The others were cuts.
Okay, so we've got tests and documentations of the subgrade where
Yes.
there's existing soil.
Yes.
Is that correct?
And we have the
And
top.
then we got a test at the very top. And there's in some places 6 or 7 lifts in between that we do not have documentation or testing on.
Correct.
Wow, that's a little yanky.
That's tying up their bond. I mean,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's I guess
How
it's
did that happen to get missed?
it's a practices thing. I mean, Carl and I both worked on this and put in 7 foot of fill without a compaction test.
Yeah, that's.
We'd be strung up by our thumbs.
it sounds like an expensive fix if we found it was
Well,
insufficient.
and to quite frankly, I mean, if it's good sand and had good optimum moisture and it was put in the way it was described, it's probably just fine.
Yeah.
The contractor did note that they had a water truck that they were using in order to get the density that they felt was necessary down through there, so that it held the equipment correctly. The contractor, they're doing as contractors are required to do. The engineer didn't have that set up with the testing firm to do it, but the operators, I think most of us know that the operators have a very good feel for that, and they know when they're hitting density, and so they continued on with the construction. So the construction firm, Molon, they feel that it's a good quality product. They have no issue with holding that bond open. The bond itself is for 1 year to the road commission from last fall when the work started. So we have 1 full year of that bond in place. And that bond amount is in the amount of $529,480.20.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I've been on both sides of the table on that kind of stuff. And 99% of the time I'd say probably, yeah, with good operators, good equipment, optimum soil, moisture, putting it in 6-inch lifts and rolling with a big rubber tire machine, it'd be pretty hard probably not to get density.
Right.
But I guess the concerning is that they sort of just, no pun intended, bulldoze their way through without.
All right.
What's the advantage or disadvantage of taking the road in now or not, or waiting until they actually perform
perform those tests.
Well, the problem is no snow removal happens.
We have to have it in our system.
It's gotta be in our
We don't
system to
follow it.
maintain. And you've got till next week to approve this, otherwise it's not gonna make it for certification.
So
Because you have to certify that it was open and available for the use of traffic at the end of this calendar year. And if it's not, it means we don't do anything to that road until we do approve it. And we don't get funding until a year from
Okay,
January.
and that's the other part of it, of course, is that if
Put it
we
in our
take it in, it goes into our 51 calculations.
Yes, and right now, because it's not, until you guys agree that yes, it is open to traffic, even if it is, it's effectively not, according to the Act 51.
So my motion's good.
Yeah, I guess, that, just a note of caution, I guess, and 99%, I say, I feel good about this. I mean, Molin's got an excellent reputation. I'm sure the material was probably great, just sort of hopefully it doesn't set up any kind of a precedent that.
Yeah, it really, that shouldn't have been missed. Density tests are something that need to happen, and if that guy's not out there, you
Well, it's your
find out
guarantee.
why. That's-
Two words to say though, Brown Bridge.
Well, yeah, it's always the battle of contractors and the engineers, and well, he just holding me up waiting for some stupid test,
Right.
and I got to move dirt and back. I mean, it's a natural clash. The real essence of it is though that's the best insurance they've got. I mean, if you're a contractor and you've got a whole book full of density tests that show that you did it properly, and something happens later,
Right,
you've got a sterling defense. I did it the right way.
right.
There's something else wrong here.
Something
It's
else is
not my
happening.
problem.
Right.
But anyway, so I guess I would support the motion. Let's get it open, get it up. I guess we'll put our confidence in the fact that the materials was as specified, was put in reasonably, and we're in that 99% percentile and not the 1% of whoops.
I would agree with Bill on that. The only thing that I would like to make sure of is I'd like to see those test results when they do that, just to make sure. I'd like to see the documentation come spring.
We will follow up with you on that. Correct.
Okay. All right. All right, so you had the motion there, Kylie?
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
Merrick, absent and excused, and Brown.
Yes.
Just to be clear, that's resolution
Yeah.
2020-12-13.
McCollum.
What did I say?
There.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Sorry, McCallum, absent and excused.
Okay, this one's gonna, Wayne, I guess we're gonna put you on hold here for a couple minutes.
Phil,
Yeah.
good.
Wetland mitigation pass-through funding. Phil.
Yeah, so, Eagle finally, approved the largest of the, wetland sites, upper Manistee headwaters. There was 358 acres of wetlands. And, we have approval from the Wetland Bank to go ahead and pay Grand Traverse Regional Land Conservancy, half of that amount. And then the other half will be paid to them upon recording, of the site. So it's approved. This will get some money over there, and I think the other sites will start to fall once, the first one got knocked out.
And this is pass-through money.
It's passed.
It's just
Yeah,
passed.
it's
It's
passed.
not
everybody-
We're
it's
the
not-
free mitigation
this-
sponsor for Act 51
There
agencies.
we go.
in
This
the
is
fall.
from that great big pile of
Yeah.
money that was
Right.
set up for that
And,
specific.
and we just are the pass-through agent.
Because we're the big people on the line, so
Right.
we have the money, we can write the check and we have
Right.
those checks run through us.
Right, so just so
We got it set for it.
anybody listening on Zoom or whatever, it's
Yours.
an expenditure that is not our money.
We are the fiduciaries.
Yes, we're just passing money through for another source. So,
Yes.
and you're looking for approval to do that,
For the expenditure.
for the expenditure.
Move
Yeah.
to approve the
It's
expenditure.
$14,800.
And
Support.
motion and support, motion by Jason, supported by Bill, to approve the pass-through funds of $214,800 for the wetland mitigation pass-through funding. Got it?
Gilman,
Yes.
McCallum, absent and excused, Mauser,
Yes.
and Brown.
Yes. All right, I guess we're back to the Wayne show. This is East-West Corridor. You're gonna update us on that, I'm assuming?
Yes, so if you, in our staff reports, I give you the update up to that point when we're turning that in, and there's a week or so here that, between that and now. So I won't necessarily go over what we had already put into the staff report for you. Just other than to indicate that we've been following up with our resource agencies, and we've had some meetings there. This is including U.S. Fish and Wildlife and the Michigan DNR, MDEQ, EPA, and FHWA. So we're getting all the parties together and going through this and working with, showing them the constraint maps in the process that we're going through. Now, since then, we did have a brainstorm session yesterday, and this was looking at the alignment, potential alignments, and the constraints. And we have a number of different possibilities in and around the Hammond-Hartman area, in and around the Bermley and the Sabin Dam area, and then also the Cass Road Bridge area, and of course, the no build, which would be like a Cass Road Bridge area. So so those are so the OHM team and partners there are going back, and they are working out and vetting those out and looking at all those different alignments and looking at the different constraints involved with that in preparation of our next steps of the conceptual alternatives development. Now, we also had, I did want to mention, live just within the last couple hours. Thank you, Larry, very much for getting this for us. But the website for the Boardman River Corridor Focused Pell is now live. We will have some additional photos coming, so when those get around, we'll take it down, get the photos in, and bring it back up. But it is there, and that is on our website. That link is there. So thank you, everybody, for looking at that in the comments. And we're proceeding on.
Any questions for Wayne on that? No. Thanks, Wayne.
I guess I do come, I'm looking.
You're too late. Oh, I'll give you 5.
I'm looking at, I was trying to look for, as far as our schedule of future stakeholders and all that meetings. I guess can we sort of review and update that if there's any changes, and so I don't have to look at all these and try to figure out which one of these things I've got to look at to see at the Gantt chart. When the next ones are scheduled.
Okay, well, our next stakeholder, let's see here, agency coordination meeting one. So our next meetings are occurring in January with a public meeting, number 1, and a final purpose and need and these numbers are just rough. These are, but looking at around the 21st of January. So those are the next ones coming up. And then that would be working then toward and in the meantime, we'll continue working on the conceptual alternatives. That'll be in February. And then kind of reaching out there a little ways for March, we're looking at the traffic safety and traffic demand models.
I find it's the 11/24 meeting that the Gantt chart was provided to us. Okay. Yep, I was just trying to figure out which one we got this thing.
There was in October, in your October package, you received the new proposed schedule with dates, and the Gantt chart is dated October 27th of 2020.
Okay. You're good?
Yeah, you got so much stuff in here in the
Yep.
PDF Pro thing that, to go back and find them sometimes. Well,
Take it.
taxes your patience.
It does. All right. I guess, Brad, we're gonna let you talk for a minute.
It's been a great meeting. I'll say that.
I-
Yeah, there's not a whole lot. We had our first snow event. We did have one truck get stuck, but you know, other than that, it was a pretty uneventful event. We've got fairly close to full staff. One thing that I would like to note, for your knowledge at least, and I don't remember if it was 2 days ago now or when it was, but a couple days ago, I believe we had a crew member have a heart attack on premise. And so he was taken into Munson and he is doing well, but he is potentially out for a little bit for plowing as he goes through the recovery of this. So we are looking to hire still another body or two to fill in for some of the people that have had other issues happen here. So we're barely at where we can be. So we're kind of trying to keep people from taking vacation. So when we have these snow events coming up to the best we can. So other than that, everything looks good. Our new superintendent has been baptized in fire with snow, so he's ready to go. And you know, everything seems to be working out pretty well. I think compared to what some other organizations went through for a COVID year, I think we did pretty well. I mean, I think there's some stress in the back, and understandably so.
Well, sure.
So
With the CDL being the primary obstruction to getting people fast, is there something that we can do to assist somebody who might have, you know, maybe professional driving but doesn't have the CDL?
we have looked. Heather's done some research for us to try and find out if there's any way to speed this up, and there really isn't. We're actually having issues with some of them people that have been granted extensions because they can't even get in to get their CDL renewed still to this day. So you know, we have we are reducing our requirements slightly. We're accepting people that have a CDL-B right now for plowing. Typically, we ask for somebody with a CDL-A just simply because they have a little more driving experience typically. But they're legal to drive our trucks with a B, so we're allowing seasonals to come in with a B.
But the A allows them to jump into another truck.
Yeah,
We
they
have to
get
get
the
them into-
bigger
gives them-
things.
makes it more valuable.
Right. But for plowing, we'll deal with it on the seasonal basis. And we'll keep looking. We had a couple of people that came in that just didn't quite work out. We thought were gonna be decent, and one of them couldn't get their medical card, and another one didn't realize that marijuana still controls.
Yeah, that's,
So it happened.
that again is the world we're living in right now.
Yeah, so needless to say, you know, we're struggling a little bit, but I think we're gonna be okay. And our guys are excited, they're happy to be back plowing. They were getting a little tired of tree and brush removal.
Yeah.
Doing that day after day after day, standing out in the cold. But they're happy now with the snow, so. I am off effective tomorrow, and I will be back on the 4th. I will be in the area, so if anybody needs me for anything, feel free to call. But I'm gonna just take time to relax with my grandchildren and nephews, so.
Very good. Phil, you want to say anything?
I don't have anything else to report.
No?
I don't have the MTF numbers yet. Our meeting's moved up.
Yeah.
But looking forward to next year, and wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Well, thank you. Do we have to do one more budget amendment for this year? Or did we take care of that the other night?
Yeah, we
Well,
took care of that.
And we'll have a closeout budget amendment into the new year when we get done
When we're done.
auditing and moving and shifting.
Okay, that was my
All that
question. We
stuff.
got
That'll
one.
be more for the 21.
But
We
to
may
get, to carry forward from the
We may
20.
need one.
one more, okay, that was,
Yeah, it's
that was
not-
my question, that was my question.
Nothing that's gonna affect us
Okay.
moving forward.
Kylie,
I have nothing other than hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and enjoy your new year.
okay, commissioner comments, Bill, anything?
No, I think we got a lot to look forward to next year. It'll be interesting with, 2 new members and, to move on with that, and then also move on with this east-west mobility thing and, everything that's entailed with that.
Well, the future's so bright, we gotta wear shades. No, I really have nothing other than to say, enjoy your vacation, Brad, and I wish everybody here at our organization a wonderful, merry and happy and joyous Christmas. And when you're not plowing, spend that time with the family and the kids, and it's all good.
It's all good. All right. Like Bill stated, we got two new commissioners coming on. I have met one of them in past, not recently, but looking forward to meeting both of them. And of course, we lost 2 commissioners. Andy got on another township board, and Mark timed out. And so looking forward to this next year, hopefully with a lot less challenges as far as restrictions that we're under. Hopefully those will go away. And my compliments to front staff and especially the back staff too. These are trying times for these guys. It's, you know, these guys want to get out there and do their things, and you put this other restriction on them, and it's tough. It's tough for everybody. It's tough for all of us, even meeting like this and doing the Zoom. It's tough. So hopefully, you know, everybody has a very, very Merry Christmas. This COVID gets behind us with vaccines or go away or whatever. And we can get back to doing our job like we do on a normal basis without the other struggles involved. So Merry Christmas to everyone. Larry, I'm not going to forget you either. Would you like to say anything?
Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It looks like we have 9 people on. I don't see any hands quite yet, but.
Well, we're going to do the last public comment, and then we'll see.
Any person may make an advanced appointment with the board regarding road commission topics for a regular or special meeting in accordance with the Open Meetings Act. If an appointment is made, the topic will be an agenda item. The following applies to public comments. Please state his or her name and address. Topic must be relevant to the road commission. Individuals are allowed to speak once for up to 3 minutes on a single topic, which may be extended by the chair. A group addressing the board requires a designated spokesperson who may speak up to 10 minutes. The board will not act on any item from the public that is not on the agenda. For Zoom users, if you wish to participate in public comment, please raise your hand. For call-ins, we will unmute, and if you wish to speak, say yes.
All right.
I don't see anybody's hands. We got about 10 seconds left. I don't see any hands. Okay.
Move to adjourn.
I'll support that one. And
It's
according to the rules, we do need to do a roll call. I gotta save the best for last.
Mark McKellar, absent and excused. Mauser,
Yes.
Gilman,
Yes.
and Brown.
Yes. Good evening. Holy smokes.